Welcome back. In this session, we'll explore the exact machine configurations you need to run Unreal Engine 5.5. Whether you're a beginner, an intermediate learner, or working professionally, you'll know exactly what setup works best for you by the end of this session. Unreal Engine supports Windows, Mac, and Linux. For most creators, Windows is the recommended platform because it offers the best compatibility with Nanite, Lumen, and other advanced rendering features. If you're already on a Mac, any M-series chip, M1, M2, or M3 will work for yearning, as long as you have at least 16 gigabytes of RAM and 512 gigabytes of SSD storage. Linux is great for advanced users, but not recommended for beginners. The CPU is the backbone of Unreal Engine, especially for tasks like shader compilation, building lighting, physics simulations, and AI. For professional work, choose an Intel Core i9 14th Gen or Ryzen 9 7000 series processor. For balanced setups, an Intel Core i7 or Ryzen 7 from the 7000 series is ideal. For learners, start with an Intel Core i5 12th Gen or Ryzen 5 5000 or 7000 series and aim for 8 cores or more and at least a 4 GHz clock speed for smooth performance. Unreal Engine's graphics performance relies heavily on a GPU. For professional users, an RTX 4070 Ti or higher is recommended with options like the RTX 4080, 4090, or even an AMD Radeon 7900 if your budget allows. For students and learners, an RTX 3070, RTX 3080, or RTX 4060 Ti with at least 8 GB of VRAM is the minimum. More VRAM ensures smoother real-time rendering and better handling of complex scenes. RAM is critical for multitasking and handling large projects. For pro-level work, 64 GB DDR5 is ideal. For balanced setups, start with 32 GB DDR5 with an option to upgrade later. For learners, 32 GB DDR4 is fine when starting out. More RAM helps you keep Unreal, Blender, Photoshop, and browsers open without performance drops. Always use SSDs, preferably NVMe drives. For professionals, 2 TB PCIe 4 or 5 NVMe SSDs are recommended. For beginners, at least 1 TB NVMe SSD is required. Faster storage significantly reduces loading times for projects, assets, and shaders. Choose a motherboard with good VRM design, PCIe 5.0 support, and DDR5 compatibility for future upgrades. ASUS TUF, Gigabyte Aorus, or MSI Mag boards are all reliable. If you're on a budget, a motherboard with PCIe 4.0 and DDR4 will still work, but you'll have less future-proofing. Unreal workloads push your CPU and GPU hard for extended periods, so cooling is critical. For air cooling, the Noctua NH115 is excellent. For liquid cooling, consider the Corsair H150i or similar. For students, a budget-friendly option like the Deepcool AK620 still performs well. Use a high-quality, gold-certified power supply for stable power delivery. For pro setups, choose at least 850 watts to 1,000 watts. For balanced or entry-level builds, 750 watts is sufficient. A good display makes a big difference. For professionals, a 27 to 32-inch 4K IPS monitor is ideal. At the very least, aim for 1440p resolution on a 27-inch display. Alternatively, you can use a Meta Quest headset with apps like Oculus Link or Virtual Desktop to simulate multiple monitors at a lower cost. For a pro setup, consider Intel Core i9 or Ryzen 9, RTX 4080 or 4090, 64 gigabytes DDR5 RAM, and 2 terabytes NVMe SSD. This will cost approximately 2.7 to 3 lakhs Indian rupees. For a balanced build, an Intel Core i7 or Ryzen 7, RTX 4060 Ti or 4070, 32 gigabytes DDR5 RAM, and 1 terabyte NVMe SSD will cost around 1.5 lakhs Indian rupees. For learners, a Core 5 or Ryzen 5 with an RTX 3070 or 4060 Ti, 32 gigabytes of RAM, and 1 terabyte NVMe SSD keeps costs manageable while still running Unreal effectively. If you're not ready to invest heavily right away, you can rent time on high-end systems. At our Bangalore studio, we provide machines from entry-level setups to rigs with top-tier GPUs worth over 8 lakhs Indian rupees. For just 6,000 to 8,000 rupees per month, you can practice for a few hours daily and decide which configuration works best for you before making a purchase. Now you know exactly what kind of hardware you need to get started with Unreal Engine 5.5 and how to scale as your skills and projects grow. In the next session, we'll cover installing Unreal Engine 5.5 and optimizing it for your workflow. See you there!